Good morning, everyone! Welcome back to the Two-Headed Wolf Gaming channel as we're continuing our epic journey through Titan's Quest, and we need to get to Athens by the end of this day and maybe push even further. We should be very close. Yeah, we're in the Athenian battleground, so we're in the outer area of this city. Now let's stay away from the banner. Let them come to us, lose their abilities there. What else do we have here? Health potion, double axes. Take out some of these shamans, plenty of them around, and we don't like them. Now this is good tactics, right? You have a bunch of satyrs who are quick and they're casting spells, and when you get close to them they run away, and you have some satyrs who are just jumping at you. Simple AI, but interesting AI. Would a Total War game... Now we've seen the Total War Troy game, right? And there we have some sort of mythical units that, in a way, they're refought, but they're not actually mythical units, right? They have some scare ability, maybe they have a lot of strength. So there's something to appreciate in there as well, I guess is what I'm trying to say. However, they didn't want to probably make another game like Warhammer, but it's in Greece, right? And I think that's what they were trying to avoid there. And I appreciate the idea of going that way, because I think the criticism for the mythical units being mythical units would have been that it's just a low budget Warhammer. I think that's, if they would have come out with that game with mythical units being mythical units, I think that's what they would have said. A low budget Warhammer. And so I can say that they've probably made the right choice. But if it was, let's say that we remove the Warhammer from the discussion, would it have worked to have a Warhammer with a Total War with mythical creatures, and instead of having, we were talking a few days ago about an RPG that would have gods, and you would have to choose your god, and then you would get, to use their weapons, and maybe um, the class would be given by the god itself, and we got to Hades, which somehow offers you something along those lines, but then we got stuck there. How about saying that a Total War game like this would have worked, and you would have global abilities where you would have your favorite gods, or the gods that we pray to, and depending on your devotion to a certain god, like building a city in the image of a certain god, you would get to use some abilities that would be upgraded with each level. That could have been, I feel, an interesting way to have that power, to use global abilities. I do fear that that would be very difficult to balance out. Right, like if I play Zeus and it's my ability to throw lightning bolts, and I have the global ability on the map to throw lightning bolts, and I can do that from the beginning. I can just lightning bolt your toughest unit, or the unit that you made a plan with. Then it would be hard to balance against this one who chose Dionysus, or uh, you know another god who has the ability to heal, for example, right? It wouldn't really balance out. You, as that offensive ability, probably have more strength.
Ah, it's you again. I shall not.
Found Leonidas again, got some experience, we've reached the city of Athens. So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure it would have worked to have to play that game, Total War, with true mythical creatures. I think, though, let's not say that there isn't a way. Maybe there is, it's just that it's not one that is at the surface level. But Essence of Hecate's Crescent, 12 energy, 60 energy in regeneration, and 90 energy for complete relief bonus. Great.
A caravan is what you need, eh? I keep goods safe.
What do we have
I
here?
beg of you, please help. The catacombs. Please.
Okay, they
They've
want
gone
us
after
to
him.
go. This is the main quest, to go for Prometheus.
Hail, warrior. I have the finest goods in Athens. You will find none better.
More Corinthian helmets, but there's nothing that's better. Not even a shield. Not even a shield. I should teleport back to that guy. To the blacksmith in the hills.
Good day.
But then again. Let's go through here. And now we're advancing upon the catacombs. So with that in mind, with what I was saying earlier about it being difficult to create, right, a game that doesn't already seem like a copy of Warhammer, is very hard to do, like especially if you want to go in this direction. And the same criticism appeared, if you think about it, the same criticism appeared last time. Ooh, we have here Copper Fijian Shield, which is better, has more damage, has a higher chance to block 99 damage. So even though we're losing on some health, we're gaining on our ability to defend ourselves, so we'll throw that in. What are we missing now? Strength? It's strength. 9 reduction to all requirements. Okay, I see, so it would provide us with reduction to requirements to everything that we have on us. Well, we'll add to the strength then, and keep the shield for a bit longer. Okay, we're on the Acropolis now. If you think about it, when Three Kingdoms came out, and you had those heroes that were larger than life, right? They were strong, like you had to fight them. Like basically they were the main focus of the battlefield most of the time. People said that it's like a worse version of Warhammer. Or you know, some of the people said. Of course there are plenty more people who liked Three Kingdoms than Thrones of Britannia. But that's what they feel like people, and I feel like that is very difficult to do. Like when you find a recipe that works, stop the monsters in the catacomb. Sure, we're gonna go there. Whenever you find one of these games, it always, and it's a great idea, and you feel like you could go into so many directions. You're always going to get compared to a game you put out before. I'm not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm just saying that it happens. Sometimes you never know what people will like. Like because you can't just talk about the idea, you have to present a game. Whenever you are presenting it to the public, you need to present a game to them. And when you do that, what will what will you be, at what point will you be at with the game development, right? You have to sell the idea, you have to present it to the public, so it has to be a game that's at least a quarter of the way to development, like around 25%, because you can't just show them something that you haven't invested a lot of money into already. At which point, so the decision to make the game is already there. It's only a matter of when to re-release it, right? And will they like it? And that's a bit hard to do. Game development is not easy, and it takes a lot of time. And depending on the complexity of a game, something like a Total War title, and even something like this, a Titan Quest game, takes time. Takes passion. Takes balancing, just so you don't feel overpowered throughout the game, which, you know, you are thinking about the game in a certain way, and you are building it around that idea, but then you are giving that experience into people's hand, and there will be people who will definitely go ahead and min-max the entire experience, and they will probably melt through the entire content in a couple of hours. Like, they don't even care about the story, and there are people who do like the story, and maybe they want to read on the story, and you need to have something that makes sense there as well. And there will be critics who won't care about the difficulty of the game, so it's really hard. You can't please everybody, that is for sure. But I feel like you can't even reuse certain ideas. So, for which, once again, I'm getting back to what I feel about Total War 4. And this is just for one campaign and taking a look on in my own time, basically, on non-recording time. To the other characters, and what do they have special for their campaign or for their characters, like how do they tell their stories. And I feel like they've done a good job. They've been as creative as I feel like they possibly could, and I like the units. I like the special units as they are. Just are centaurs, like, are the barbarian horsemen centaurs? Like, who is that amazing? No. Would I prefer to have centaurs? Yes. Would you, if you had to transform the story of a centaur into something that would resemble reality, how could you do that? And that is a difficult question to have. And it's a very difficult discussion, because for the Minotaurs and for the Cyclops, or for, you have in the game we have Gorgons as well, right, which is a special agent, which somehow it's a bit of a one-time use. You just scare the people, the population, you scare the army and keep them in place for a while, or reduce their movement because they are scared of the myth of the Gorgon, right? And that is a very interesting way to approach it, and it does look pretty real. Right? The Minotaur as well, like this big guy with a huge boar pelt who's a great warrior, and he can't be taken down easily, but he can be killed, right? I find that to be very interesting. I really do believe in what they've done, and in a sense, yeah, I guess it is better. In a sense, I feel the same thing that I usually said about Creative Assembly. They do have a great creative team. They're whenever they put a game out, they've at least there's some new ideas there that should be discovered, but you have to really sit down and play the game to discover them, to discover the magic of it, to discover what was good and what wasn't good, and just go from there. And in a sense, whenever you compare it to past titles, it's hard not to criticize them on one side, because there is, like, for example, the mechanics that they use for armies to crash into each other. In some games, and even in this one with Total War Troy, there's not really an interaction between the armies whenever they crash into each other.
Welcome.
In Total War Rome, you see that. In Shogun, you see that. So there is criticism, I would say, to be thrown at Creative Assembly whenever they don't include something that seems at the base of it all. But then if you think about how much energy and money and animation that takes, if you think it from the company's point of view, I feel like you could understand it in certain ways. And really, I feel like understanding is not something that they can bring up. Like, they can't say that, yeah, we could have added that, but it would require a lot of money, because having a certain type of unit interact with certain types of enemies changes the mechanics of the game as well, right? If I have a giant fighting a small unit, he has to move this way, and if a giant is fighting, and this was one of those things that are present, for example, in the Warhammer experience. If you have a giant creature that has to interact with, I don't know, 100 units of a smaller unit, right? Whenever the giant creature does an area of effect attack, and all of the monsters or all of the units attacking it fly around, that is pretty easy to do. Now, if you add interruptions to those attacks, right? Because depending on the charge and what they do, you would say that there's enough strength there to attack the monster's feet and it's interrupting it, then there is a huge chance that your huge monster that costs who knows how many resources to build is going to keep getting interrupted by low-level units, right? Because they're constantly attacking it and it constantly has to respond to it. So that's why in Warhammer there are creatures that are not interrupted by the attacks of small monsters, at least. So it's a way to make the game work. And is it a full immersive way? Not really. But at the end of the day, it is a game, and it is a fighting game, and the experience on the overall map has to be good, has to be non-interruptive. Okay, let's fight Alastor here. Yeah, we hate specters, what can I say? I am going to leave one ghost. I think, if I remember correctly, if we leave one ghost behind, he's not gonna summon anymore. Apparently that is not necessarily the case. I think he will summon them quicker if we don't leave one out. Let's keep our health up. Let's take care of the skeletons. I don't like getting slowed down. Let's get some energy back. He's doing some energy drain as well. Oof. Let's get health. Okay. Nice. That horn ability is a lifesaver. Keep our health capped, keep our energy capped. On. Nice. Here is a Wraith Cage. It's with intelligence, so it's for magic casters, but that's how it looks. We can't equip it, unfortunately. Let's see, what do we find here? Essence of Hermes' sandals. Not a whole lot of stuff that we need, apparently.
Your inventory
You can't
is full.
carry anymore.
A 28 damage. It protects. Not better than these. But we can throw in some strength and now we can equip it. We'll leave that as it is. Let's make some space. Charge, ring mace, we don't care. Light ornament, armband, 33 armor, slow distance, no. Let's see, what else do we have here? Essence of Zeus's thunderbolts, that's good. Ring of agility, don't care, and do not care.
Mysterious warrior, we must act quickly.
Necklace of Foresight, what does that do? Intelligence and energy, nothing I need. Balkata of Destruction, 15 to 20, fast attack, 15% physical damage, and 3 bonus damage. Not better than what we have. He is telling us that we must act quickly. So we're going to the Athens dock. To take a ship. Let's throw these points in as well. What are we going to pick? I am going to pick Disable. There's a 6% chance that we will slow the enemy's attacks and we do 12 damage. Not super amazing as far as damage goes, but slowing them down automatically is a great ability to have. Then Inspiration, which will increase our total speed while Rally will be active, and Energy Regeneration, and I feel like that is useful. I am going to invest another point into shield block chance, or shall we go further with this? More intelligence, more damage. Yeah, let's get a bit more elemental damage, and I think in the future I'll probably invest a level or two just to maximize this. The ability to do shield blocks. And here it is.
Phaedrus sent you? I am bound east.
Here is the other character. We are going to Knossos. And fight the Minotaur at some point, I feel. Well, here we are now.
My
workshop is a shadow of its former glory.
Beast color,
You've fallen on hard
jewel,
times here.
staff of
Still,
quickness,
perhaps I can help you?
some bonus damage to pets I don't really care for. Don't care for any of these. I will keep the necklace. The rings, not necessarily. 48 with 44 energy. You know what? At least it's a bit of extra armor. I don't care about this shield to keep it. Has some ability there, but that's pretty much it. And I feel like that's all that we found.
Good luck.
Anything else that's in here?
Teeth, but you have fire. You have Zeus like by now.
Nope.
Welcome, stranger. Dirtas said he saw the thing. He could barely describe
What
it.
is
He
this?
said it was larger than a man. and reeked of
Xanthipus
an
the
ancient
healer.
evil.
The Grieving Widow would give us 3000 experience, so we should turn that back in. Tell him of the sick villager, so we need to find the
long ago,
healer.
Well, I did not believe the tales.
And yeah,
But I swear.
take out the undead tyrant. Okay, we'll get this. We'll take the portal and use it to go back to Delphi. And it was through here, right? Yes.
I dreamt of my husband.
Good. 3000 experience. Nothing to bat an eye at. Then let's return, go back to Gnosis. You can see it's the last portal in the area. Now let's quickly go through here. Maybe we'll do one more quest before the episodes end. I like the way it changed, like this grass, it's not all happy and joy, it feels like you are on a different island, it feels like things are not that great here. It's not just a stony area, it's also something else going on. Okay, we're going through the highlands. Let's see. There's the cave here. Band of ability. We'll pick it up, sell it later on. How do we get up there? Guess we're going through the left actually, then through the right. I don't see any passage through there. And I don't see any passage through here either. Is there a breach? Yep. Ring of Brawn. 6 strength. Valiant. I feel like we're going a bit too far from the quest, side quest, but it's going to be okay. We want the big journey here. And the small side quests, I'll probably go back if I still have time, but I don't have energy anymore. Now in the near future, because summer is coming around, like 2 days longer, and a lot of things, or a lot of my big plans, right? The big, the responsibilities, would I say? No, I guess I can just call them the big plans. Most of the big plans will be completed, or what should have happened last year and what happens this year. With all of those out of the way, that leaves me some space to think of what else to be doing in the near future, and something that I've wanted to do for a long time was to do a stream, to have a stream on Twitch and give me a chance to interact with you guys. And so I'm looking forward to that moment.
Yes, I am Xantippus. You speak of...
Okay, the healer wants us to help him by retrieving the healer staff from the cave. Ash Lagobone, yeah, it's a throwing weapon. Rune Lord Kikinzir, Arachnos hero. Nice. Reinforced Buckler of Insight. Few armors. But yeah, now they're falling behind in armament. Labyrinth Bracers. Well, let's check that out, shall we? Labyrinth Bracer, 60 armor, 11 strength, 52 health, 14 offensive ability and 11% attack speed. Well, look at that. I wonder if we'll ever get the chance to get the rest of them. Maybe I should create another character and just take him on the journey to grind these areas out, just to get the right amount of gear or the right type of gear, right? Complete some of the collections. What is this? Rambo. What did I do? I pressed K, which I am... Is that like a unstuck ability? It might be. But I just pressed K and did that. Well, I don't see any respawn point around this area, which I was looking for in order to put a stop to this episode. My voice is running out, so I need to take a break, go eat something, take rest, because there's plenty more to record in order to have enough episodes for one more week. Ah, here it is. There's a respawn point very close to us. Let me get it. There we go. Well, near this Minotaur statue, I want to say a big thank you if you've been following this series for so far. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you like the random discussions that we're having. And do let me know what you think on the subject that we're discussing as well, as it is quite fun to interact with you guys. With that in mind, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. And I wish you all for now to have a wonderful day.